All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this game in the Super Metroid Multi-Category Extension Tournament. We've got number 16 seed PapaSchmo versus number 17 seed, although it's mostly because he didn't submit in every category, Nevdi. And I'm joined by Apathy Duck. How you doing today?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm excited to see this. We've got North Korea, which is my favorite category within this tournament. And um, Nevdi, Papa Schmo actually picked this, but Nevdi is a quite clear favorite for this one, having one of the best times of anyone. Like, I believe the best time of anyone in this
Yeah, he
tournament.
has it. Yeah, it's kind of a interesting pick by PapaSchmo because he is going up against the guy who's got the best time. Like, Nevdi didn't really post any times, and he just went ahead and posted the the best time in the tournament on like one run for this category. So
Yeah.
he's going up against the guy who's got the best time in it. That being said, this is still the upset special category.
Mhm.
Um, So and then if you do die, and it's pretty easy to die or mess up Dragon, or not even mess up Dragon. Dragon just gives you the bad patterns. You're just gonna have to reset. So no matter
Yeah.
how good you are at this, it's probably still the most likely to mess up. And if you mess up, you're probably wasting a good 5-ish minutes. So kind of an interesting pick. Kind of unfortunate for Papa Schmo that the the upset special category is kind of against the guy who's got the best time in it. But yeah, as you were saying, like Nevdi I think is the 17th seed in this, and like the way the tournament worked is everyone submitted times for the five categories, and then it was just kind of averaged over those for what your seeding was, and of course people with time constraints and everything, people that didn't necessarily get to have valid runs or everything before the tournament started. So anyone who didn't submit it was just randomized at the bottom, and I think
Mhm.
there was only 3 people who didn't end up completely filling out the five. Uh, yeah, it was Nevdi, Sesame, and Prankard, and of course Nevdi and Sesame are two of the best runners in the tournament. So it's kind of a rogues gallery down there. So kind of an unfortunate draw for Papa Schmo here to have to pull Nevdi this first round. Winner of this is going to go on face the number 1 seed, which is Mr. Guy Average. So it's not like Nevdi like gets anything for being low down here. But yeah, I mean, I'm the second seed in this, and like me and Nevdi are pretty much always competitive. And anytime we race, like when we do the weeklies, it's like 50-50 who's going to win. So yeah, he should easily be like second seed or 3 seed in this. So like I said, strong runner. Papa Schmo's got good times across the board too. So and like I said, it's this category. Like you got to do the hell runs, you got to do the suitless Meridia stuff. It could just easily kill you, and you're going to lose minutes and minutes in this category. So
Mhm.
main thing is Papa Schmo is looking for a clean run here and hoping Nevdi, makes at least one of those mistakes to catch up. Papa Schmo is going to probably be looking to be ahead of Nevdi by at least a couple minutes. I would say coming out of, I mean, maybe even like 1 or 2 minutes would give him a punching chance in this coming out of Dragon. Because after that, it becomes pretty straightforward.
Yeah, absolutely. Uh, North Korea percent, I think, is really interesting because more than just about any other category, it really provides you with a gradient of safety items to take based on how comfortable you feel. First off, with the Upper North Rail runs, and then with Suitless Meridia. I do think that extra E tanks are a little bit of a trap, honestly. I think, especially for Meridia, E tanks don't matter as much as people think they do.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely matter for the hell runs, though. Like, just as
Yeah.
someone who's done the 3, like, you need at least 3, either
Mhm.
two E tanks in reserve, which is generally the minimum you'll see, um, or at least 3 E tanks if you want to like turn around and get retro. So it'll be interesting to see if Nevi does turn around. I'm pretty sure his PB only does 2 tank, 2+1. But the thing is about that, it's like if you make any mistake in those hell runs, you're dead. Like you
Absolutely.
literally can't make a mistake. And even if you do, like you can get through the first hell run into Bubble Mountain, and you'll be alive. But then you need like 70-ish health. Yeah, and Nevdi is turning around for this retro tank. It's definitely a good call in the tournament. If you're
Yeah.
doing PBs, you can just kind of sit there and reset and throw runs at it until you make it through. But you only get one chance at it in here.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I was saying, you can get to Bubble Mountain, and even if you're alive, if you're at like 20 health or something, you then have to like lay a power bomb and farm all the gamers down there, and it takes 30 seconds just to do all that. At which case you've lost most of the advantage that you had by not picking up this retro E-Tank here.
Yeah, and of course, this ceiling tank deboost will be acutely familiar to anyone who's run randomizer.
Yeah, and Nevdi not picking up the Brinstar missiles here.
I don't like that.
Yeah, no, I think this is again. I've run both. You definitely save a good chunk of time by picking up those missiles if you're going to come all the way over here. That's probably just him like knowing like, oh, I should get the retro tank without necessarily looking at a run. Because I thought the same thing, and then I saw someone get that missile. I'm like, oh yeah, that does make a lot of sense. But it will speed you up on the bomb trees fight. It will speed you up getting the reserve tank because you don't have to do the kind of super deboost to go to the left and come back to the right. So it does save a good chunk of time. Honestly, I was saving like this first split, I was like plus a minute about when I run this route over 2-tank. But I was like saving almost 30 seconds in the next split because I had that missile. It's surprising
Yeah,
how much
like
it actually helps.
if you are really worried about that fanfare, then you can just skip high jump missiles.
Yeah,
Still
yeah.
get that 2015 5 or
I actually
2015 15.
I actually skip charge missiles. I think I skip charge. Yeah, I skip charge missiles no matter what because if I only have 2 tanks, I don't want to get hit by the Gamer coming up right before the hell runs because it's like a 10 damage right there, and you just want everything. Yeah. You could also skip the E-Tank and just get it on the way back. Also works. But yeah, I skip charge missiles, and then if I get this, I also skip the high jump missiles. Because you really you don't need it. Like you just need the 15 or 15 missiles for Dragon. You need the 10 for the flash suit, and then you need a couple extra supers and missiles to break all the turrets.
That one Kojak missile there for PapaSchmo is actually pretty unfortunate. Exactly 5 missiles is pretty nice for Bomb Teresa.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, I guess the 5 missiles is like you have about time to shoot 5 missiles, so he just kind of loses some efficiency on this first round. But he'll just need to pick up. Yeah, he'll just pick him up there. Still be able to get out of the fight cleanly. Oh, somehow he shot him P-shot at some point.
Yeah, hopefully the pirates are obliging here to Nevdi, missing 5 health there. Okay, nice.
Yeah, coming out with usually you just come out of 2 missiles in full health, and then you farm right here after the elevator to get back up to 5 with a little double P shot and then a missile strat. But being at 5, I guess is fine. He just doesn't have the health. You do want to conserve health as much as possible here, which is why you didn't just see him running through the pirates. And really, the only reason is if you're going to get this reserve, you have to fill it up. The more damage you take, the longer it's going to take to fill up because you took more damage. So, yeah, any health conservation you can do here is pretty big. And again, that's another reason why this missile saves you a little time. Is you had to do all these deboosts and everything. Well, if you just go straight right, you don't have to go back and forth like that, and you can save a little chunk of health too.
Yeah, unfortunately, PapaSchmo. Okay, he's gonna farm the Kago here.
And Nevdi does get the reverse mock ball, just all the way out. No, don't need to get that bridge missile in this.
Reverse mock ball is such a fun trick.
Yeah, that's one way of describing it. It feels good to get. It's pretty tight, and everyone misses it.
Yeah, to me it feels like one of those tricks that's not inherently super difficult, but sometimes you just miss it.
Yeah, it's again, it's at the end of the day, it's just a mock ball. It's just you don't really have a lot of room for error here. So if you are getting this spore spawn supers, which most people end up doing, there's a couple other routes you can possibly do where you like go up red tower and then come back. I think this is pretty much the best place you can to fill up. In fact, you can. There's even strats where you can kind of bait all three of these little flies to farm all three of them. I just farmed the two. Oh, he's not even filling up here, and that's interesting.
He might farm red tower.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely better to farm here than red tower. Though, if nothing else, these things take one shot, or those things take two.
Yeah.
And like. I think it's supers replace the health drops there, so if you're at full supers, it'll start dropping you health a little bit more often on the red tower one. So he'll also need to pretty much get up to full supers. But from my experience, this is definitely faster to farm here.
I assume that pause was accidental there from PapaSchmo.
Yeah, I'm not sure why you'd be pausing here. One of the reasons Nevdi might be just farming red tower is just, we've kind of said this is RBO light, and RBO kind of farms up there. If you get the early power bomb, there's some routes that don't get that, but if you do, then it is a place that you generally see a lot of people farm up. So maybe just not thinking like, oh, that actually turns out the spore spawn area is a pretty good place to farm. Yeah, you can see here, PapaSchmo. This is kind of what I was talking about, where you can kind of bait all three. It's a little bit tricky to do because you want to like bait the third one to come over towards you. I just hop back and forth between the two because you can do it pretty quickly. And you're full here when they stop dropping health. So yeah, right there we see a blank drop.
Yeah.
You're at full health, and you don't really care about your ammo here. So if PapaSchmo was full there, but if he wasn't, he could just go. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. Now, if Nevdi were farming red tower, I would have expected him to do it on the way in.
Yeah, again, just because you're coming down here doing deboost, that you're just taking more damage. You don't care about... So what you care about is you care about your reserves being all the way full. You don't care what your health is, because we're also going to get high jump E-Tank. Okay, I don't know what Nevdi's doing now.
Yeah.
Like, he's got to farm somewhere, and like... the only other place he really has left is the little Meridia hole.
Yeah,
but that's a single spawner. It's not exactly fast.
What's his third? Oh, okay.
He just straight up forgot.
I was so confused.
Yeah, I think at this point, probably should have just gone to the Meridia spawner. He's wasting so much time getting back up here, having a little trouble.
Well, no. Where does he get his third power bomb?
Oh, he didn't even get beta power bombs. Yeah. Okay. Never mind. This is a complete goof. And you can see PapaSchmo is pretty much completely caught up. In fact, PapaSchmo is ahead by a missile pack here, so kind of has a 7-second lead just based on one additional fanfare.
Yeah.
Well, there you go, guys. Like I said, best North Korea runner in the tournament.
I wonder if he was I wonder if he doesn't get beta for RBO, because I think he still does double Meridia, and there are better power bombs you can get.
Yeah, you don't need that many. I know, like, kind of early on in RBO, for me, it was just like, just grab everything that's kind of remotely close, because it's... you really don't want to be short at any point, because when you start removing power bombs from your RBO route, then you have to worry a little bit more about farming power bombs at certain key places. So it's just nice to have a ton. Yeah, if you don't have a great RBO time, you just grab beta power bombs. If you're grabbing alpha, you just might as well.
To be clear, Nevdi does have a great RBO time, and apparently he doesn't do double Meridia anymore. I had thought that he was like the top on the leaderboard for double Meridia or something. I forget what his route is then. But yeah, still no farming, and I mean, Nevdi's health looks low, but that doesn't matter. It just means he's certainly not doing early ice.
Yeah, is getting Spazer, which we've kind of said before, is not completely necessary. It makes kind of makes the hell runs a little bit comfier. It really makes Meridia a lot comfier, because if you're used to RBO, you kind of have like the shot counts memorized, and you sort of have to relearn them a little bit for this if you go with wave only. It's not too difficult, but like we said, he didn't even put up times for all the. So he probably just didn't have a lot of preparation time. Maybe not
Yeah,
enough
I mean,
time to practice that.
it's a good backup for bot swoon as well. If you're worried about running out of supers.
Yeah, it's honestly non-trivial to make skipping it save time.
Mm-hmm.
So he's farming on the way down. But yeah, still gonna like you need 3 E-tanks here for this
Yeah.
hell run. Kind of no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You can save, like a top runner is gonna save like maybe like 10 health over
Mm-hmm.
someone, but not enough to skip a whole other E-tank.
Yeah. Looks like he's also skipping high jump missiles, or he just forgot to do the door.
Yeah, we've said before. I think this this high jump area, literally every category is slightly different how you go through it. So, not yet. I'm gonna see the, the lock door there.
Yeah, I wonder if he like hit the shoot button while Samus was in the turnaround animation or something, and just completely autopiloted. Because he did turn around to shoot the door.
Yeah, so he is farming these guys. It's a pretty slow farm though, because they don't respawn. You have to pretty much every time you go through this door, it's going to take you 6 seconds. It's taking the save though. Makes sense. Like 3 E-tank for this first hell run. Like you could kind of skip this one for someone of Nevdi's skill level, because he's going to get through the first one pretty comfortably.
Yeah.
But it really doesn't take much to go wrong to even blow in another whole extra E-tank. And I do
Yeah.
not know how much he's got in that reserve. It's not a lot.
Yeah, the second round.
Oh, but he's got 3 E-tanks. He doesn't need it. That's okay.
Yeah.
I think that's his plan, is that just wanted to, because he does have this extra one. He knows he's going to pretty comfortably be able to get to at least the speed bugs. So he just needed, he didn't bother fully filling it up. He just kind of topped himself off a little bit to give himself a little breathing room. But yeah, you can see here, like, again, he came in with 3 full tanks, only left with 20. So, like, he's alive. But if he didn't have this reserve, wouldn't be enough to get up to the bugs.
That's more than I expected from his reserves.
Yeah, and now that I think about it, not a terrible idea. Like I
Yeah.
said, he can obviously do it on 3. So he doesn't need to quite fill it up.
Yeah, I won't lie. That cave is the part of the hell run that scares me the most. Because you're often pushing your luck with how little energy you can go in there with. And if something goes wrong, it can go terribly wrong. Like, obviously, wave is the most dangerous part of the hell run.
I don't know if I would say that. Like, you can, like, even with wave, you can actually miss the jump, do the deboost off the Ripper, and make it out with even with 3 tanks. So it might be the most nerve-wracking, because it's like the mistakes there are most definitely dead. Like if you fall down, you're probably dead. But it's, and like if you get hit by the dragoons, you're dead. So there's a lot of like insta deaths there, but it's not all that. Yeah, you're right. It's almost a little like just jump up to the speed bugs, which can be the most frustrating.
Yeah, because I've had times where it's like, I miss the wall jump and suddenly I'm in the lava and now I'm dead.
Yeah, I mean, there's also plenty of times where it's like I do the first hell run and I have like 50 health, and it's like, well, I just need 1 health shot from like these 2 waivers that you can farm, and they just
Yeah.
don't give you anything, and it's like, oh, now you have to farm, and it's
Yeah.
hell.
Oh, the enemies in Bubble Mountain love dropping supers at the least convenient time.
Yeah, it's whatever you don't want. Also, this is game 2. Nevdi did win the first game, all bosses. It was 52 to 57, so this is game 2. I'm not sure. Apparently, the overlay is not updated correctly. Here, I think I might be able to fix that. Hey, there we go. Look, I figured it out. Honestly, one of the worst things about not having Spazer is this gate shot becomes a lot
Oh,
harder.
yeah.
And it's you really want that gate shot in these outruns. Again, you can do it on 3 tanks and miss it and get it like and stand there for a second, but it's not really something you want to do. So it looks like kind of Nevdi's plan here is run it like he's at 3 tanks, and then just only go into that reserve if needed. Normally, you would pause and fill up your reserves there manually because if they pop and you're in the heated areas, they will continue to drain while you're actually refilling.
Yeah, I
And
would just
lose about
pause.
25 health.
Yeah, I would personally just pause here and avoid having to farm.
Well, like the thing is, like again, he can do it on 3, so it's potentially he can just hold this reserve the entire time. Yeah, just barely doesn't make it there. It's gonna lose a little health.
Oh,
Gonna be pretty close actually. Yeah, these bugs can, if they don't give you the right stuff right away, can also kind of just kill you.
he's over farming though.
Yeah, he's over farming. You can, if you mess up this next room on this little deboost on the way down,
I guess that's true.
and run into one of the pirates, that will kill you.
Oh,
Pretty
he
easily.
doesn't go for the Kago or anything.
Yeah, I've definitely ran into one of the pirates one time and ended a run, and it was pretty aggravating.
Ooh, PapaSchmo's dead.
Yeah, he's dead.
He did save though, so it's not the end. That will
Yeah,
set him back quite a bit though.
that is unfortunate. Again, this is kind of the PapaSchmo is kind of showing why this is like the sort of upset special. The thing is, like when you're playing, it's just as easy for you to die also. So the lower, I mean, PapaSchmo is technically the higher seed here, but Nevdi, I would say, is definitely the favorite still. But yeah, like you're like you just kind of have to hope. You're kind of just banking that you're going to be able to get a clean run, and hope some stuff happens to your opponent. Croc not playing nice.
Oh, does he ever? It's always interesting to see how many supers people like using there. For the Croc fight.
Yeah, I usually just stick with 2 because it's kind of hard to, like you can kind of like pre-plan your shots with charge meme, and then if it misses because he swipes, it's not a big deal. But if you're yeeting supers into his, face, it's kind of a bad feel. So I just always go with the first guaranteed 2.
Very nice.
Getting a spike suit, not sure where this is going to get used, but
ideally it gets used in post bot's wound room.
Oh, he's going to carry it that far? Actually, yeah, I was actually thinking.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Okay. Or
or just use it here. Yeah, I don't know if anybody has been able to do that in a run, it would be like Zenny, but I know Zenny missed the spike suit in his PB, so. But it is a very common RBO tactic.
Yeah, that is true.
Common as in Shiny Zenny does it at the top level, except there you get the spike suit and lower Norfair escape.
Yeah, we got the RBO presets with the the spike suit in it, so Zenny in particular can practice it. I don't know if anyone else goes for that.
Yeah, I love I think it's in his tutorial. He's like, everyone should at least try for it, and it's like, should they?
Yeah, I love Zenny's tutorials, but a lot of them are just like, go for this incredibly difficult thing. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to do that, Zenny. Thank you. I mean, like if he went through every single strategy in this game, like those tutorials would be like 100 hours long. So he's concentrating on the stuff he knows, and there's a wealth of amazing information in all those. If you're looking at learning anything, even for these, like you just gotta like pick the rooms that are going to be like more or less the same. Like all what we're doing right now, this opening is pretty much exactly the same as RBO, save for that Spore Spawn super grab, because they just grab that later because they're grabbing so much more.
Yeah, I guess only scenario where you grab Spore Spawn that only is early is if you're doing like a single Norfair.
Yeah.
All right, and PapaSchmo has made it out of speed alive, speed and wave alive. Very nice. So he's definitely got ground to make up. At this point, I would say he's what, maybe like 2 Dragon deaths from Nevdi behind.
I don't know. It might even just still be one, honestly. I mean, at this point,
It could be, yeah.
The Dragon, especially, like it depends on where. Like if Nevdi goes through the entire fight, and then like you really only have 1 or 2 tries at that grapple escape. He like misses
Yeah.
grapple escape and just doesn't have the health. That's a lot more time than if you just like, you know, miss like the grapple or something, or don't convert it to a flash suit.
Yeah, and that is sort of like the ultimate run killer here. Like I thought my grapple escapes were consistent until I started playing this category.
My biggest advice for grapple escapes, if anyone's having trouble with it, is do 2 bounces versus like you see again going like the Zenny tutorial. It's just like he does like 1 bounce and gets out. For whatever reason, doing an extra bounce makes it like way easier for me. It does take a little bit more health per try because you're just attached to the grapple point for that much longer, but it made it a lot more consistent for me.
Yeah, and I say if you are going for 2 bounces, and you're still missing it, then you're probably letting go of grapple too late. That's almost always the problem I've seen with people.
Yeah, if you're messing up 2 bounces, you're fundamentally doing the grapple jump wrong at that point. But if nothing else, it will help narrow down what you're doing. And Nevdi is going straight through Meridia. Okay.
Sloater's refill?
Yeah. I guess this is an option. This is pretty far. I mean, he's got pretty good health. Honestly, with his reserves, like he even just has the option of just filling up with the reserves. Because I'm generally looking around like 200. I think in my tournament run, I went to like 300 for safety. And I needed I needed more than I still died.
Yeah.
That was because I was stupid, so it's fine.
I think my North Korea PB, I enter Meridia with like 60 energy, but that's because I'm also stupid.
Yeah, I mean, you can just... I mean, one of the things is you also want the supers coming in here.
Yeah.
He's only at 9. I think Nevdi actually skipped crab supers in his PB and just farmed the Metroid. Because
Yes.
he does have a lot of missiles. Like the issue is you need a lot more missiles if you're going to do that. But the missiles, especially if you get that, there's even another reason he probably should have gone that Brinstar missile. Getting extra missiles are a little bit more in your way than getting extra supers. So I haven't really like timed it if it's worth it to try to skip that crab supers and just go for 10. And hope you get a good farm off of it, because you need 10 missiles for the Crystal Flash, and then you need 3 for the eye door, and then 9 for the 3 sets of turrets. So you need 12. So yeah, 25. So he's got just enough here for that. But it does require the Metroids to cooperate with you and drop what you want them to drop.
He is going for crab supers though.
Yeah, he is. Taking a little safe there, one of the things you can do is when you grapple something, it'll reset your fall speed. So if you grapple that crab, it will pause, and then you can morph at that point and go straight into crab supers.
Ugh. Yeah, that morph jump, or the jump morph, is annoying. I like actually laying a power bomb and using the lag to make the morph easier, and that takes care of the crab too.
Yeah, PapaSchmo is getting the E-Tank after Croc. I heard him say he did this, and like it was kind of confusing to me because you have the bugs refill coming out. So if you get this E-Tank before you're at max health, you're going to lose a little bit health in the acid. Well, not if you grapple. Well, I guess he wouldn't have grappled the first time. You're gonna lose a little acid coming back, but like refilling on those bugs after you get grapple is pretty quick. So
Yeah,
I'm not.
he was at 90 energy, so it would have been kind of close.
I mean, that's true. It is a little risky. Did he not get the Nutella refill?
I forget if it was that or if he just took a lot of damage.
Yeah, because you get the Nutella refill. Like, it's kind of hard to have enough health to not get it. Like, it always feels like you can skip it, but you're just generally pretty close.
What's his plan here? Don't just go back in there. I don't think he can make this.
It's gonna be. So he does have the option to Crystal Flash. Yeah, he should be able to make it. It's gonna be close.
No.
Oh, yeah. Well, I said it was gonna be close.
Couldn't have been closer.
Yeah. So like, if you are in that situation, you can Crystal Flash coming out of that hell run. But there's not really a good place to fill up your power bombs besides Frog Speedway at that point. So you kind of have to go in there a little bit. And then like you're gonna have to farm. You're gonna need all your ammo back. So you're gonna have to farm in that little Meridia farming area. So it's kind of a nightmare, but like versus losing, all the. Oh wow, his save was really far back. I was hoping he'd save somewhere in that croc area.
Yeah, I think he was honestly deliberating whether it would have made sense to go back to like the bug farm. And I think maybe that was the answer.
Yeah, I mean it was just so close.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he may not have been saving. Like I think if you're someone of a significant underdog in this category, I think there is a lot to be said for like you just have to go for it type of thing and just hope you get a clean run. So unfortunately at this point he is in a significant hole. Nevdi is running out of. He's got tons of health coming in this Botmoon fight. There should be no issues. Just tanking Botmoon hits right here, and he does have that full Spazer beam as well. Yeah, so basically at this point we still have Coliseum. Coliseum easily can kill you if you fall in the sand. Pretty difficult to get out, and then we have Dragon.
Yeah,
are the two main things, and then like there's things that can kill you after Dragon. Like if you're again like PB attempts, I won't even save. I won't get any health.
Mm-hmm.
So like one wrong input in Plasma Room with those pirates will kill you too.
Yeah.
But if Nevdi's just plays it safe, like he can get the health refill after Dragon, it's gonna be pretty straightforward.
Yeah, there's a ton of dumb mistakes that you can do too. Like I literally lost a run today towards falling into the sand and the spikes in Coliseum exit. Like I've never done that before.
Yeah, I mean if you drop the space jump, you're right back down in there. You think it's like, oh, I have space jump, it's easy, but like we've all had any % runs where we drop the space jump, you just like it's kind of annoying there because like, oh, I lost like 4 seconds because I came down. Like here you just die. Especially if you kind of freak out a little bit and do a Kago turn through the sand, which is so incredibly easy suitless, you're just going to be dead. All right, so Nevdi heading into his Coliseum. Let's see how... the goal here is to just avoid what we were talking about, just not touch the sand whatsoever. Does touch it a little bit there. That's pretty much not a big deal, though.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like generally you want to like kind of wall jump up onto that top one, just to kind of avoid this whole section, and then you can do D-boost here. Oh, he's playing it. Yeah, he's playing it very safe.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it does get over it, so that's one of the big hurdles. And saving here makes a lot of... If he's watching, he knows he's got quite a big lead.
Mm-hmm.
And like, Dragon, if Dragon just swoops on you 5 times, it's over. Oh, and unfortunately PapaSchmo, I didn't quite see what happened to him, but it does take another death.
Yeah, and Nevdi is damaging down before Dragon's room. This isn't necessary, but it makes the timing so much cozier.
Yeah, if you have too much health, it's like there's a certain point where you just
hit range right now, though, I believe.
Yeah, it depends what's in his. Well, I think if he gets hit by the turret, he's going to get double hit. Usually, I
Yeah.
like to come in with enough to take the turret hit,
Mhm.
and depending on where the turret shot comes, I'll even purposely tank it before going to this. But it does get through it fine. So at this point, we need to do a crystal flash, and then we want to turn that into. Will give us a blue suit. It won't look blue because we're underwater. No, wait, we get a flash suit. Sorry, and then we want to turn that into a blue suit with
Mhm.
shine sparking right before we use the grapple quick kill.
Yeah, Suitless Meridia is like the only instance that I know of where you get a flash suit and you want to turn it into a blue suit. Usually it's the other way around.
I'm going to take a couple pot shots at Dragon here. This is just going to reduce the amount of time that we have to be on the grapple. It does look like he's getting in goo phase right away, which is the pattern you want.
Ooh.
Oh! Okay, this
Yeah.
is... This is... In RBO, this
Tremendously
is
bad.
okay. Here, this is pretty bad because... Yeah, we don't have nearly as much health as you would in RBO. Probably would have been best just to reset as soon as he missed that.
Yeah.
I mean, he just doesn't have enough health to even kill Dragon, much less also grapple out. Yeah.
Yeah, so effectively, so what happened there is Nevdi did activate the spark windup, so he did get the blue suit, which means if he were dropped, he couldn't have been grabbed by Dragon again. So he had to go for broke and get the grapple there. Unfortunately, Dragon didn't play nice and just dealt too much damage.
Yeah, this is a lot harder. Well, it's not a harder fight, but there's just no room for error like you would have in RBO, especially if you're still doing like double meridian. You just have a lot of ammo because like you can even like mess up completely and then just re-crystal flash. It's kind of a pain to do, but like you do have that option. Here, we only barely have enough to do one crystal flash. And you, like I said, you really don't have anywhere near the energy to miss the quick kill because Dragon will hit you. I suppose you can get. I think I've seen it before where Dragon just doesn't hit you at all. But if you get hit like twice, it's pretty much over. Because then you barely have enough health to do the grapple escape on top of this. So you pretty much need either a perfect fight or a very lucky fight is pretty much what you need.
Yeah, like if Nevdi had just escaped Dragon's grasp there, he could have theoretically killed Dragon using only charge shots. That would have almost certainly taken longer than just resetting, though.
Yeah, but resetting, you know, it might go wrong again. So
Yeah.
because like what happened, he just kind of got an unlucky goo pattern. I mean, he did kind of save it, but I think it just kind of threw off his time. Yeah, again there. Just
Yeah,
kidding.
he's fine though here, as long as he doesn't get hit.
I mean,
He's
is
still
he?
okay, but
Oh yeah, I guess one hit's all right. So yeah, he still does have the flash suit. You can just retry this.
mhm.
Is gonna kind of eat into his margin for. Although again, he does have. Oh well, that's that's that.
Yeah, and this is why we call it the upset category.
Yeah, I mean, both of our runners have shown off places where you can lose a bunch of time. Yeah, unfortunately, this is exactly what PapaSchmo needed out of Nevdi, but he just also had his issues in these hell runs. So you know, maybe like if he had saved like in Croc, he'd be in decent shape here. Honestly, probably be entering his Dragon fight at least his first attempt somewhere around now.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it is a real testament to how volatile this category can be. You know, Nevdi, as we said before, is the #1 runner for this category in the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, this Dragon fight it's something I've done plenty of times before, but like if I haven't been running RBO or like I haven't used it in a randomizer in a while, it's just like it's something that I want to like do a couple times right beforehand because there's just so many like little things to remember.
Yeah.
Like honestly, doing the flash, the timing of that shine spark is pretty tight, and then like there's weird goo. Like that's kind of what happened to Nevdi last time was like if the goo hits same as like dead in the center, it won't cause her to fall back down, but if it hits her anywhere else on the body, it'll kind of like stun her, and then she'll fall back down. And I think, yeah, Nevdi misread this, and unfortunately taking hit from Dragon, so this is going to be pretty tight. Does at least sneak another Spazer shot in.
Yeah, I really hate the left to right pattern personally.
Oh, and then
no.
Sparks, yeah.
So it seems like Nevdi will only go for right to left gooping, which I can respect. I hate left to right goop, but that does significantly lower your chances of being able to do the fight quickly.
Dragon RNG control in the practice hack when, because like I always want to practice. Like I'm with you. I'm much better at the left one. I will do the right one just because like it's kind of worse not trying it. But it is a little bit more awkward. And whenever I want to go practice just the right side, like Dragon's just like, here's all lefts. Like even if I get a swoop, so she can potentially do it on the right, she's like, I'm just gonna swoop again. It goes back to the left. It's like she knows what you want to practice and just like is not gonna give that to you.
Yeah. So to answer a question in the chat, there's a couple different things going on in this Dragon fight. So first, Nevdi does the Crystal Flash, and if you get grabbed by Dragon when you Crystal Flash, from that you get a Spike Suit, which allows you to store 1 Shine Spark. And then he needs to do a very specific thing when he's getting the grapple kill, where he activates the spark and gets grabbed before the spark actually happens. And that converts it into a blue suit, which is very similar to the spike suit. It just allows us some nicer movement later on. And we need that so that we can actually escape this room without having any suits. We need to be able to have enough health to use grapple to escape Dragon's room, and then we need the Shine Spark to be able to spark out of the room after this.
Yeah, it's actually not this room. It's the Precious room that you need something to be able to get out of.
Yeah, this room we can grapple off of one of these sparky things on the walls that unfortunately also hurt you. So you need health for that too. And do a funny trick known as grapple jump that allows you to just sort of gain infinite height if your suit was underwater.
Yeah, and I've been in Nevdi's position before where it's just like it kind of goes bad and then goes bad again, and then it's like you're kind of just kind of borrowed term for hockey. You're kind of like gripping the stick a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I honestly like.
Oh, this is technically possible.
I'm sure Nevdi has done the right side before. Like at this point, it's kind of gone wrong so much. I'd almost just prefer him to just try it. Because like he's having trouble just avoiding the damage here anyways, and Dragon is just like not cooperating and giving him what he wants. Like, yeah, it's just all right sides.
Okay, and yeah. PapaSchmo has just made it out of Croc and now can save. Please save.
Yeah, I mean, like, this race is still, until Nevdi gets this, this race is still up in the air, so it's like, does PapaSchmo just kind of go for it? Although it's, you know, it's one of those things that, like, you know, every time, like, we have one of these races where someone's has a significantly better time than the other runner, it's, like, the underdog is not going to win by saving 10 frames in every room. What's, you know, it's going to require something like what's happening to Nevdi right now.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you're almost better off just playing safe and just hope your opponent makes the mistakes that you need them to make. I think Nevdi's taking a short little breather here, just trying to collect himself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I personally, like, something that I've personally found in Randomizer, and I think applies not quite as much, but does still apply to vanilla, is, like, I think most people would do well to just play how they're used to playing. Like, I think most people, if they're just trying to take risks for the sake of being riskier, often make them haphazardly and don't fully realize the consequences of what they're doing.
Yeah, it's been said before that, like, if you're in a situation, like you're in low health or something and you need to, like, quote unquote play safe, like maybe you do a risky strat normally, like a lot of times it's better to just go ahead and do that risky strat, because if you try to start like freestyling, it can often go worse, even though you think you're being safe. Oh no, PapaSchmo misses the entrance here, so this isn't the end or anything. He can still do this. Is going to just need a little tricky, kind of a cool strat here, where he's going to get this crab, or he's just.
Can you do this?
I don't think you can do that. The thing is, like, this fish, so the fish at the top that we're going to eventually need, it will go down for every cycle. I'm pretty sure this fish is static. There is like a wall jump strat that you can do. It's underwater wall jumps though, and it's pretty bad. Yeah, the issue here is, that fish doesn't move off screen. So you kind of have to set this up, time it right.
Yeah, the scary thing here for Papa is he's one hit. So
yeah, that is also true. Ooh! Does he get it? Fish is in a little bit of an awkward spot. Yep, alright, he can get across it. Oh no! Oh god.
Yeah, and like
we are getting the sampler platter of what can go wrong in NK today.
Yeah, normally I would be more concerned about PapaSchmo losing these supers, but honestly, like, he just wants to play Botwoon as safe as possible, so he kind of doesn't even want to use more than like 1 or 2 supers.
I mean, you do have the option of, there is actually a farming place on the right side of Aqueduct where you would come down from the Botwoon E-Tank, like in Hundo or something. You can farm there for some ammo and stuff.
Yeah, but like, yeah, I mean, at that point, if he were going to farm, I mean, I guess he entered here with full supers, or close to it. I would have liked him to farm at least a bit of health.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, he needs... We're certainly not rooting for this or anything, but he needs a couple more Dragon mistakes from Nevdi to actually be able to catch up. And, you know, like I said at the beginning, PapaSchmo is probably going to need a little bit of a head start even coming out of Dragon to actually take this, because Nevdi will make up time on him after the Dragon. I mean, we still have 3 bosses to kill after this. There's a significant chunk of... It's about, like, I think pure time-wise, it ends up being like half of the run is actually after this. But this is, as far as like the tone of the category, killing Dragon really is like the bulk of it.
That was a really quick jump morph there from PapaSchmo.
Yeah, I just lay a powerbomb there to get the lag and make that jump so much easier. I can't, like, for whatever reason, like, you know, I'm decent at this game. I cannot do those quick, like, 2-tile morphs. I take off high jump when I'm coming through Botwoon E-Tank because I just cannot do it. Like, I've done it before. I'm like, I've never even done it once, but it's just like, I will sit there and like jump and jump and jump and jump and jump and still not get it. So
yeah.
PapaSchmo making a little bit of a loop around the world. There we go, guys. Nice jump up.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you can do that if you're not as comfortable with grapple jumps.
Yeah, you can actually.
Oh
no! Oh yeah, everything in Meridia hits like a truck. Like, most of these rooms aren't hard, but it's like you really want to. You kind of want to have freshly practiced this. Because like, if you know exactly, like, if you just have like, okay, I'm gonna jump, I'm gonna aim down, I'm gonna grapple him. Pretty easy, pretty safe. Yeah, and PapaSchmo is now very far behind again, just not making any saves. Yeah, this is kind of what I was saying. If you're like, you're like, the saves don't take you that long, and it's like, we're kind of seeing what's happened to Nevdi here. I don't think there's a lot of situations where PapaSchmo is going to win this by like 20 seconds, which is what like some of the saves are going to cost. Like this category is going to be won and lost by minutes, even if the two runners have PBs on top of each other, because something along these lines is going to happen. I think Kajmod and MM2 had a very close race of this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they both played without.
Yeah, not only a very close race, they literally tied it. So...
Yeah.
Because in this tournament, being within 1 second is going to be declared a tie. So it wasn't an exact tie, but it was declared a tie by the admins.
Yeah, I am a little bit curious if PapaSchmo was like warming up his GT mix and then getting banned. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of an interesting. Like PapaSchmo's in a weird position. Oh, and Nevdi, yeah, kind of gets the luck. I was saying, need it. Just Dragon very very nicely decided not to hit him whatsoever. So he's got plenty of health coming out here. Honestly, with kind of the stuff that happened to Nevdi, I wouldn't even mind. He's clearly still got a huge lead on PapaSchmo here. I wouldn't even mind just go ahead and use those reserves, because popping them in the middle of it is going to be awful. So just pop the reserves now, honestly. Get that little extra buffer room. The grapple jump's not hard once you start doing it. I'm sure Nevdi's got plenty of experience with it. But his nerves have kind of gone to be up. Okay. Okay. All right.
The grungiest grapple jump I've ever seen work.
Yeah, we got two more things. Just gotta make sure. I have gotten through Dragon and I've bonked this spark before. So,
no.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Now the worst feeling ever is when you finally get the grapple jump and then you stop.
Please. Okay. I was about to say, please. I have full confidence in your ability. Just please save.
I literally wouldn't blame Nevdi. Like, being this far ahead, I would not blame him for saving before Ridley.
Yeah, I was in a similar situation in my race that I could have potentially taken a save before Ridley, but I also decided I'll just be sporting. If I die, I die. It's fine. Okay, so at this point, well, yeah. If I was in Nevdi's shoes after kind of going through that trauma, I would just abandon. Like, there's things you can do here. Like, you can take this lower route here. Take some damage and get across a little faster. I would just abandon all of the strats. I would just, because it's like not like he's gonna PB. His PB happens in 7 minutes from now. Like, he's entering Turian on his PB. So it's like it's one of those, like, if you're in these tournament races, like, your first objective is to win, and then a lot of times, like, if you're on PB pace, you want to play it so you can still PB. Maybe be a little bit riskier than you would, but when it gets to this situation, part 2 is gone, so it's just do what you need to win. And at this point, yeah, some pretty more tragic stuff will have to happen to Nevdi. Unfortunately, PapaSchmo just kind of, decided to play aggressive. Had a little trouble of his own. Just that save he has is just so far back that he had a couple issues in Meridia and even here, and just lost a massive amount of time off of basically just 2 deaths.
Yeah. I mean, I tend to think that, like, after maybe one safety E-tank and like 20, 15, 15 loadout for ammo, like, after that, saves are going to be much more impactful than extra safety items.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think the most E-tanks you can get in this is You can do like MGA's route where he gets Alpha Power Bombs, comes back to Brinstar, and then like on top of that, you can get the reserve too. That'd give you like one whole extra E tank on top of what these guys have.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to tremendously go for it with extra E tanks, you could get Gauntlet, but that's such a time.
Yeah, I mean, like if you wanted to tremendous, like you can do everything you do in RBO, right, and get all of those E tanks. Like,
just don't kill Ridley.
Yeah, just like I mean, you can go back to Brinstar and get all that stuff.
Go to Low Norfair, get Fire Fleas.
Yeah, but like again, all you still have to do the Dragon fight. Like I was saying in RBO, it's like you just have a little bit more room for error. You can do another Crystal Flash. You can Crystal Flash afterwards for the grapple jump, in which case you have a tremendous amount of energy at that point. But yeah, it doesn't. You're really playing around in the margins with how much safer that really is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just pure coincidence, we happen to do Fantoon after Dragon, like an RBO. P being second in this, so we do get to see Forgotten Highway. Again, this is all what you would normally see in RBO. Basically, when we kill Fantoon is when you'll see more of a divergence from RBO, since you're not going to get any more E tanks than this. I suppose Nevdi can decide to get like Ridley or something just to, solidify it. But like normally you wouldn't. So what we do is we just end up getting Gravity for Lower Norfair, and then generally don't have enough for stand up, so we will end up getting Varia as well, because we're not going to have 7 E tanks to be able to skip Varia. Although, like I've seen a couple of these routes where people picked up enough energy tanks for safety that at that point it was like you can either grab one more, or you can get. They actually kind of had an option, but at this level, you just better pick up Varia, and it's gonna be like if you're just at 7 and no Varia, like that's gonna be a pretty tight Mother Brain fight still.
Yeah. Yeah. I will say the Fantoon to Gravity section of North Korea is kind of neat. It's strategies you don't really see anywhere else at all.
My favorite part of that is seeing people run right by the West Supers. Like, yeah, I can't think of. Well, I guess RBO too. You just run right by, because at that point you're done. But yeah, it's just always funny. Like, yeah, I don't need those. Like, I have enough supers already.
I've had, like, when I was first learning RBO, I would accidentally get left supers so much.
Yeah, I mean they're the supers. They're your second super pack in pretty much every route except for for like the RBOs.
Yeah, and nice 2-round from Nevdi. All right, I would not fault PapaSchmo at all for breaking the tube and then taking the save down here. Like, I kind of wish that's what he would do. He's too far right.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Oh, Papa.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, like, it's like I said.
Yeah, he knows he's lost at this point. I would really like to see him finish, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's also possible he just made up his mind that he's just not going to.
Yeah.
Despite if some other stuff happens, so this is just probably treating this as just a little bit of practice at this point. And like, I want to be like this. This is a very difficult category. This whole section up into Dragon, like this is going to happen to like a lot of people at some point, and it's just when you have one shot at it, it's very difficult to have a completely clean run.
Yeah, I think for many people it was like this is the category, this and GT Max, that they spent the most time trying to learn for the tournament.
Yeah, I mean this was my first category I ran because I was like, it's literally RBO, and then like old route to end it. So like there wasn't really anything I had to learn. Like if you know RBO, you can kind of wing it. If you don't have RBO experience, then yeah, this is a ton of stuff to learn.
Yeah, I mean, I think like for me personally, like I probably put roughly the. Oh no. Oh, that's really unfortunate. Like that's everything. Like you said, everything in Meridia hits like a truck. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
why. Yeah, you definitely want to see like some farming before you go, or like what Nevdi did, just go ahead and grab sloaters.
Hmm. But yeah, like I probably put roughly the same amount of time into every category in this tournament. But I have like a top 20 time in NK% and comically low in everything else. Because if you know how to do, like you said, if you know how to do RBO, you already know this category.
Yeah, like literally the only things. I think literally the only thing I had to learn for this category, like something I didn't already know, was, um, well, like the crab supers thing, because that's a little bit of a weird like grapple you have to do, and then like because I don't get Spazer, I learned, the correct counts for
Hmm.
wave ice, um, for all the freezing stuff. So like, I mean, of course, like I practice stuff. Like I practiced the Dragon fight a lot, and I practiced Coliseum, like stuff I knew how to
Yeah.
do, but you want to tune up at least.
Yeah,
Um,
especially since it's tighter in North Korea.
yeah. So, but yeah, I think honestly, probably North Korea was the category I like had to learn the least amount of stuff for.
Mm, same.
Like Nintendo Power is just full of like, why am I going through this room this particular way type of stuff. So like you have to kind of like figure it out. Um, and then like 69% is pretty straightforward. That was mostly just, um,
Yeah.
like look at Zost run and write down the order of his stuff, and then like there's a couple stuff I figured out
Yeah, I mean,
on my
69
own.
is like everybody has their own routes, so how different your 69 route is all up to you.
Yeah, there was, like the new Route 69 is, there's not a lot of play in it. There's like two
Hmm.
or three items that you can kind of like get. Like I took out Sky Missiles was my main thing, and then
Yeah.
I did Crate second instead of third. And that's pretty much it. Um,
Hmm.
as far as like customizing it, because like, yeah, new route, there's really not a lot of stuff. Like you kind of get anything that's remotely close to you, and it just turns out that's pretty much almost exactly 69%.
Nice.
So yeah, there's a lot less play in that
Yeah,
route, but of
I
course there
have
are the old routes.
yeah, I have no interest in doing new route. Although I'm legally not allowed to talk about what my route for 69 is.
You can talk about it. It's fine.
I
I'm
mean,
looking forward to. I want to see this witchcraft that you do. So I'm looking forward to you doing a 69
I
run at some point.
I want to be
If
clear.
anyone
I've
bans
literally
69%
completed one run of it, so
against you, I'm gonna be so mad.
uh, a little spoiler for tomorrow. I am bringing out Moondance for North Korea percent.
All right, good. Well, I
Uh,
mean, maybe.
yeah. Assuming Thornado doesn't ban it, which he has said he will not. So
Yeah, it's interesting. I like, for the big disparity in skill level ones. It seems like the underdog really wants to either pull that or max GT, and the higher seed can't
yeah,
ban both, right?
yeah. I actually I don't know that I fully agree with pulling Max GT in high skill disparity.
I
Like
mean,
there's so much run there.
yeah, but there's so much like Fantoon can just be like, "You're dead." Sorry.
Yeah.
Like there's just, honestly, there's just as much stuff that's going to kill you in that as this.
Mhm.
The issue is once you hit the GT code, um, it's, yeah, straightforward, and yeah, there is a lot more runway for someone else to come back, as opposed to this. Um, and yeah, I think the GT code happens earlier on in the run than the Dragon kill does in this.
Yeah, I almost like Nintendo Power as like maybe they'll miss something.
Yeah, I mean the big one is the GT missile, which for a valid run would just kill it. But I know in this there's no penalty for it because you have to go around the world to get it. Like as long as you get it, there's no penalty.
Yeah.
But it's effectively a minute time loss from making that mistake, which is still big. I think North Korea is the most straightforward. I definitely died in it a couple times when I was first learning it, especially like coming out of like Norfair, and just like there's some health management. Once you kind of figure that out, it's pretty safe. I guess it depends. that's, I guess, only true for me because I take the most dangerous routes in all bosses and 69%. So
Yeah, not all of us run new route.
literally no one else. I'm the only one in this tournament running any Fantoon first at any point. I guess except GT Max. So
yeah.
which is still technically Fantoon second, but you know it's.
Well, unless you're doing the stupid bomb jump.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I guess you can.
I believe Sasreem did, right?
Yeah, I didn't catch that match. So I'm sure. I think he does though. Yeah. Or the lava dive.
I tried to make the lava dive work. I couldn't get it above like 1 in 10. And I was like, okay, if this were a GT Max tournament, I would probably try to get to the point where I can do that lava dive, but it's not.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Nevdi entering his really fight. Just going to do a full beam fight here.
Mm-hmm.
You do have
supers if he wants.
Yeah, I blow through all my supers here in this fight usually. Kind of play it like I would in Hundo. Getting really down to this red phase and just finishing him off with supers. Because you do have Kraid after this still, so you're going to be able to save, get your supers back up that way. And if really doesn't drop you any supers, you can get some in the next room or the room after. Because you just need, I think you just need the one just to get into Kraid. And then at that point, you're fine.
Yes.
Yeah. I think having a pretty clean Ridley fight. I think at this point, with what happened to him on Dragon, I'm sure he just wants to get out of this race at this point.
Yeah. Nice reverse powerhouse. These rooms have been clean altogether. Like at this point, you know, he's just coasting on old route.
Yeah, honestly, the biggest thing from this tournament is like me relearning the old route stuff. I forgot. Like that's the stuff I put the most time in, I think.
When did you switch to new route?
So I got a 47, and then I took a break, and I went back to Link to the Past for a while. And then when I came back, it was probably a little early to pull the trigger, but it was just because I was coming back from a break anyways. I decided to just go ahead and do it.
Yeah, may as well, I guess.
Yeah, and it took me a while to even be able to beat the 47 with new route. Honestly, it would have been fast. I would have been able to PB faster and probably even 45 faster if I just stuck with old. But the damage is done.
Well, it seems like your new route experience pays off by being the only person in the tournament who goes for new route stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't help. It's like all bosses like 20 seconds, and like 69 is MGA says about a minute. So yeah.
Yeah, I guess depending on what routes you do.
Yeah, and then 2-rounding Fantoon is a lot harder. Is the main thing.
For 69.
Just with the Doppler strat versus Next Factor.
Oh, okay, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot less consistent.
Yeah, I thought you were saying it's harder compared to new route any percent.
No.
I was like, fair enough.
So yeah, Nevdi's biggest nemesis at this point is G3. So hopefully we don't see that.
Yeah, at this point it wouldn't be enough to make a difference, but it's still always frustrating to see.
Yeah, I mean, even if PapaSchmo, yeah, just kind of gets everything perfect at this point. Even a G3, Nevdi's just way far ahead at this point.
So Nevdi, good to know Nevdi's listening to our comms.
Well, I hope I haven't been too disparaging.
Yeah.
I wish I didn't say anything now because it would have been a little. It's always kind of funny, to be honest, but
commentator bias.
Bias to hilarity, sure.
Yeah. Yeah, we've just been feeding him all the information he needs to win.
Yeah, I mean, this is, you know, if you're used to watching randomizers or anything, like, obviously the runners can... I mean, I guess technically me saying that's a little bit of a competitive advantage, but, you know, like, the runners should obviously know all this stuff at this point, so
yeah.
everything's, all the cards are on the table, so...
Yeah, based on the way that Papa's moving, this ice hell run is tight. But there was that save, so.
And Nevdi's run is going to get topped off of a nice big crate here. I call it literally, but yeah, it did have a chance to save it, but yeah, he could just. I mean, he's got full beam here. You can just pop a full beam right into his mouth and
Yeah, I
kill him
think
that
if you've
way.
gotten at least one super in, full beam does it.
Yeah, well, he's got 1,000 health, so it's like theoretically you can do it with one missile. I think because 1,000 health and full beam is 900, right?
That sounds right.
Yeah, because it's
Yeah,
one
20
missile.
just,
One
yeah.
missile plus 3 supers kills him.
Yeah, but
I think it's possible to do like the one missile into it. It's just I don't know if you have enough time to
Yeah.
get that charge shot off and fully kill
well,
him.
you can't zombie crate, or you would zombie crate. So
Oh, okay.
you want to avoid that, because it's like the whole thing of I don't quite understand it, but it's like if you by doing individual shots, it's like that sets the flag for Kraid to like stand up. But if you've killed him before the flag to stand up is activated, then he just will never do it and he'll never die.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But that's not an issue if you're firing multiple supers because the flag gets set between them or something.
Right. Yeah. That makes sense, I guess.
I don't know. I'm a zoomer. I never learned assembly beyond what I had to do for classes.
Wow. So Nevdi doing the other hardest thing in this category, going the right way after Kraid. my PB does not go this way. lost a nice 8 seconds doing that.
Oh, do you go up Red Tower?
Well, I don't. I just did it the one time because I don't know. There's something about coming out of Kraid and then going up Meridia. It just feels so foreign. I think part of it is because you don't do that in RBO, because you don't have gravity. You don't bother ever getting it. And I'm pretty sure Nevdi went and grabbed Var. Yeah, he did. So he's fine.
Yeah. Can you survive with 6 tanks? Is that like just enough?
No, you need 7. I learned the hard way one time that 300 health is not actually sufficient to get past the rainbow beam. You need 301. Because I was at exactly 300 and I was like, I wonder if this works, and the answer was no, it does not.
Yeah, I know the beam does 300 health, but 6 tanks would be 699 health, right?
I don't know. I'm almost positive you need a full 7.
You can survive with 6. Okay, I thought you could, but it's like harder than.
Yeah. Okay, I'm getting confused with being able to do stand up with surviving, which obviously you need 1 more for stand up, right?
Well, Nevdi would need 2 more because reserves can't be used for stand up.
No, I just meant 1 more between death and stand up. PapaSchmo just barely not getting on that fish. I didn't see what his entry was this time. Like I said, this fish actually comes down every single cycle. So you have to set it up pretty perfectly to get here on the first cycle and be able to jump up there. I just barely missed it.
Yeah, it's like you have to be pushing up, or like pushing towards the fish up until pretty much the very end, at which point you down grab.
Yeah, you want to be holding right pretty much the entire time. Unless it's very, very tight, you generally don't even need the down grab. You're just better off holding right. The down grab can just get you that little extra if needed. But it's so hard to figure out exactly where you're supposed to down grab that fish. Like, it's just got such a weird... it's not really a weird hitbox, but I guess a weird sprite where you're not entirely sure where the hitbox is.
I feel like generally enemies on this game that do not stand on the ground have strange hitboxes.
Yeah, and Nevdi just deciding to
I like
2.
what Nevdi did there.
Yeah, like I said,
do Metroids care about Varia, right?
That's a good question. I'm I'm not sure.
I know the baby does.
Yeah, the baby does. I don't think the Metroids do. No.
Either way, Nevdi had some really low health.
I think they care about your, like, gravity gives you protection. But
Yeah,
I think it's the normal.
Gravity definitely gives you protection then, based
Yeah,
on...
I think it's the case that literally the only two things that Varia by itself matters is Rainbow Beam and Baby Metroid. I'll be setting it for a little Rinka boost here. Apparently doesn't get it. You know, PapaSchmo going up this grapple. I think the furthest he did get was this next room.
Yeah,
he died on the crab.
Yeah. Yeah, as I'm coming in here, I like doing a diagonal shot. He gets the crab.
Oh!
That was close.
Yeah, I usually just jump down and just grapple them. And if I, like, get hit at all, or, like, land on something, just kind of take it slow. Nevdi's setting up this baby skip. Looks like he does have it. Very nicely done.
It was a slow one, but still faster than getting grabbed.
Yeah, it's one of those things that, like, Nevdi can obviously do that faster, but like if you're a little slow, you're a little off. You're better off just taking it as slow as possible and make sure you're getting it, rather than kind of being too greedy and forcing it. It is going to take the save here.
May as well.
Yeah, probably. I mean, this isn't Mother Brains, especially with this many E-Tanks. Mother Brains are really not going to be an issue for him, especially with Plasma. Not a category with stand-up, so it doesn't quite matter as much. I also made this point during one of Professor's races. If, like, you're just trying to get out of the race and it's a stand-up category, you can just not do stand-up, because generally that's the thing that's going to kill you. You're going to do something wrong in stand-up. I always say there's the 5 do's and the 500 don'ts of stand-up glitch.
Yeah. Like, sometimes you fail stand-up and you're just like, okay, you know, I messed up this thing, you know, I accidentally forgot to jump or whatever. But oftentimes you're just left wondering what just happened.
Yeah, I'm not even going to go into all the things that can go wrong with it. There's a lot. Yeah. So yeah, Nevdi on his Mother Brain fight. Meanwhile, PapaSchmo is going to be coming into his Botwoon fight. At this health level, I really hope he just kind of sticks to this left wall. Botwoon's body is never going to hit you over here. The only thing you have to worry about is the spit phases. He's got enough health that he can take one spit. And it's generally really only dangerous if he comes in like one of those left 2 holes. Really, the top left one is the one that's kind of really deadly. Getting the spit patterns is kind of a mixed blessing, because it does put his little tiny head in one fixed spot that you can kind of unload into it. But those in Suitless, that spit's going to do 100 damage to you, and it can be kind of hard to avoid.
Yeah, I mean, this fight right here is the main reason that people farm before Meridia.
Yeah, like I said, generally I'm getting like 200 and stuff, and then I kind of, grapple a lot of the crabs and grab some extra health on the way as well. Does get through it. Very nicely done. So, going to be grabbing this Botwoon E-Tank. Going to get full health, and then he's going to head across the Coliseum and then his Dragon fight.
Yeah, we'll see if PapaSchmo does want to continue after Nevdi.Duns.
I wouldn't be surprised if, like, we see PapaSchmo, like, try to kill Dragon at least once or twice, trying to get the kill, and then maybe a forfeit after that. Of course, if, like, there's nothing, if he wants to finish the run, more power to him.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the second race of this round. Nevdi already up 1-0. So Nevdi is going to take this one, barring... I don't even know what would have to... I mean, I guess Mother Brain 3 death.
It would have to be power outage.
Yeah. I've heard of stories of people dying in Mother Brain 3, but it's pretty rare.
Yeah. And Nevdi has that save anyway, so...
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, barring anything truly ridiculous, Nevdi will take this one. I'm going to be facing the #1 seed of Mr. Guy Average after that. PapaSchmo, meanwhile, will head to the losers bracket, and looks like he will play the loser of the Sorrento Glove matchup. Oh, you.
Yeah, well,
No.
we'll see how that one goes. Thornito, a heavy favorite, is somebody who had played all of these categories before the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, there's enough variance in these categories that
Yeah.
definitely a lot of these categories are anything that can happen.
Yeah, I mean, I always like facing Thornito. I've faced him in Rando before, and I think we're fairly similar skill levels. I think his any percent time at this point is like 30 seconds ahead of mine. Nevdi is having a little bit of trouble with this escape.
Yeah, I assume he's just tired. Like this has been a run for Nevdi. This is over 20 minutes over his PB. So, yeah, just just trying to close out the match here. Not really playing for anything else. It doesn't matter if your escape is particularly clean or not. I've definitely been in situations like this where it's just like I just need to get to the ship. Like I don't care. Just get me to the ship.
Sometimes you just want it to be over. Like, I mean, I don't think there's a person alive who can have Dragon go like that and not get tilted.
Yeah, in fact, taking the long way to the ship. All right.
And he does finish in first place with an official time of 1:21:02. GG.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of that run was, I mean, really up until, because he didn't have any problems until he got to Dragon. So pretty clean run up to that point. Just the Dragon issues. We are now joined by Nevdi. GG's to you.
GG.
GG. Good run, man. That was.
So what do you want to talk about? Is it not Dragon?
That was a good one. Really happy with my performance there. It was good.
Yeah, just squeaking in just a little over 21 minutes over PB.
Yeah,
So.
just snuck in. It would have been nice to get this, the 120, but 120. I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, like the most frustrating thing I think was your first two attempts were so close, and you just kind of got some awkward goos on it.
I got the best RNG for it. It's like
Yeah.
got quick CF setup, and then the right to left swoop, and I'm like, oh, this is easy. And
Yeah, I was like,
it wasn't.
yeah. So you just do not do the right side goos then?
No, I don't. No.
Yeah.
That's why I have a good PB, but it doesn't matter in a race. I have no adaptability in this category at all.
No.
If it's not right to left, it's all over.
Yeah. Yeah. At some point, I was like, just go for it on right side. It's not like you're handling the goose. Like it's not like you're like, yeah, I'll definitely get back to the other side, because half the time you're just like, just go for it. Like you're kind of coin flipping anyways. It is weird on the right side there. And
I definitely should learn it though. Like I just avoid it completely where I can, but I definitely should learn it. So.
Yeah. And if that PapaSchmo did forfeit, so yeah, just wanted to give that first try at Dragon.
All right, and we are joined now by PapaSchmo. GG. Really good attempt. Just things went a bit unfortunate.
Sounds like we both had good runs.
So no.
No.
My run was not good. Probably I mean, things go the way they go sometimes. I'm not gonna sit here and talk about all the things that went crappy, but I just had a snowball of bad things go wrong. I was legitimately practicing this category because I was hoping that we could play it, and so I was getting my time down, and tonight it just didn't go the way. I don't know if there was a PapaSchmo death counter we had on the screen, but I'm sure it was double digits.
I think Nevdi would be ahead if we had the counter, honestly.
I saw and you know what? If I had been doing anything right tonight, I probably would have surpassed Nevdi, past Dragon,
Yeah,
and
sure.
then Nevdi. It would have been a great race at the end to see obviously better movement on Nevdi's side to see who would pull it out. But I just didn't bring it to the table, and I apologize to everybody watching, and it's just how it goes sometimes, I guess.
Yeah, it's not something you have to apologize for, like we're saying. It's a hard category, and things like this are going to happen. Nevdi is the #1 runner of this category in the tournament, and he just dropped to 120. So, yeah, I mean, it's just until you get that Dragon kill, there's just so much that can go wrong, and all of it's going to take just minutes of time. So, definitely a very volatile category. Yeah, like it was a little interesting because again, Nevdi does have the best time in this, but it is kind of the upset special, I guess, that most people see it. So it was interesting to see you pick this. It turns out was the right call. Unfortunately, you just had your own issues. So yeah, it would have been interesting to see if you were able to, were you guys watching the restream? Because before you died on that crab in Meridia, you were getting pretty close.
I had it up. I didn't have the volume on or anything, but I I saw you got through Coliseum, and I was like, all right, well, it's just trucking along here, and I'm still over here playing around with hell runs. So yeah, I kept it up, and I saw just out of the glancing here and there that I kept seeing the save room, and I was like, all right, I got a chance. And then I got to Meridia, and I don't know what all that was. The dumbest way to die. Like, this is the dumbest way to die right before the save room. But yeah, at that point, when I died, I was like, all right, well, unless something goes terribly wrong, I'm just in this to get through to Dragon, and I unfortunately didn't even get to do that. So,
Yeah, I kind of fell over the finish line too. I was watching the restream, and every action was just in response to where I was, and like, just save, just get Slotus, just save.
Yep.
Finish the run. It was fun doing LN, but everything else wasn't fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I stopped saving. I didn't do as many saves because I was in the mindset up until halfway through. I was like, I'm up against Nevdi, and I have potential chance to pass by. I just need to go. And so there's a couple times I could have saved that would have been after hell runs or something like that, but I didn't. And I don't know if that would have really actually done anything for me, but
Well, it depends. It depends if it gives you momentum, and then you start getting that confidence on, and then you don't. I don't know. It's hard to speculate on that stuff. It's just a hard category and hard game, really. So
yeah,
don't speculate. Just play, I guess.
I made the comment at some point where you're looking at a multi-minute difference between your PBs here. Like you're sort of in a situation where you need Nevdi to have at least something go wrong, and then like each save is like cost. It's like, what's the likelihood of you winning by like 20 seconds? With those saves.
Yeah,
so
I agree on save skips. I think that was a good game plan to come in with as well, and just hope that I did what I did on Dragon, but then you had to also pull through too, and that's just the tricky part, I guess. And it's hard to not. I had a really crushing loss yesterday too, and I know just being able to see that you had the chance to win, and then you'd play bad. It's annoying.
it's definitely a rough one.
Every time we play this game, it seems to be the case.
I mean, even the save cat, like people die in hundo all the time. This game is just ruthless. Like it happens there. Like no one's got anything to be upset about or like feel like you didn't put on a good show. It's still entertaining to watch. Like we know what this category is going into it. And again, Nevdi's got the best time in the tournament, and this happened to him. So yeah, it can literally happen to anyone. So. But
I've seen splits that high before. I've never seen that number. How my splits are counting up, double digits.
Yeah, I mean, I think if we couldn't see situations like this happen, I don't think North Korea would be as compelling of a category.
Yeah, I agree. Hard agree. That's cool.
Yeah, like you kind of need a category like this in this kind of tournament. I think kind of adds a lot of spice to it. Probably see it picked a little bit less when like people are a little bit closer to each other. I mean, this still has an option, right? You can, but yeah, in these situations, it definitely makes sense to see it get picked. Max percent being the other one that kind of has that potential. Just all the early stuff can just absolutely wreck you. But yeah, Nevdi, you are going to be facing number 1 seed, Mr. Guy Average, after this. So any thoughts on that matchup?
Yeah, I could make a joke here, but to be honest, like my whole focus lately has been on this rando tournament. So this crossover's been a bit hard for me. I intend to give this my all as soon as if we do exit the rando tournament. But at the moment, I have to do a particular method against MGA. I kind of know what to do, but it's going to be a big uphill battle.
Is it go fast? Is that the method?
Go fast is number 1. Dot point number 2 is a secret, but yeah, that's pretty much it. MGA is a monster. I don't think there's anything in particular other than hoping he makes a mistake. So I just want to have a nice clean run for him and put on a bit of a showcase, at least on his point perspective. But it's going to be tough, so I will do my best.
Yeah, honestly, even from MGA's perspective, like, I mean, he is by far and away the best, but drawing you is probably one of the worst draws he could get for that number 1 seed.
Yeah,
I
should have. Yeah, I think I probably should have tried to submit some more stuff, but again, it's just been complete, just this rando dominance lately, so I can't do any. Yeah,
like
so
I said, we always go back and when we do race any percent or something, we always go back and forth. So like you would have easily been in contention for the number 2 if not had it, just getting it, especially on the having that nice 59 to work off of for everything else.
Yeah, that really helped, I guess, just having something in here so I can at least do a category, but it's a bit disheartening seeing the race outcome of this one in my main category. But I'll learn some other ones as it goes on. I'm actually going to steal your strat stuck for a lot of your runs. You and I run the same, I feel, especially on 69 and whatnot. But I'm going to switch to. I'm going to try and finish a run of 69 and pretty much just do whatever you do.
Are you going to be the second new route runner in this? Oh my god.
Yeah, I will run a new route for that. Yeah.
Oh wow. My title, being the only idiot to do it, is being taken away from me.
Well, I would say good luck, but I don't think you want, after this race, I don't think you want any of my wishes of luck onto you. So I'm just going to recant them and just silently wish you good things in the future.
And PapaSchmo, you're going to be facing the loser of the glove Thorento match. Thornito, sorry. So any thoughts on that potential matchup?
Yeah, I mean, I have I guess it's going to depend on what category and stuff like that, but obviously some very knowledgeable runners and overall probably slightly better movement. So I'm just going to keep practicing and hope that I mean, I'm not gonna be scared or shy away from this category, because honestly this is my favorite one, and I think the next time, I think I got all of the kinks out this race, and will be better. So definitely a challenge, regardless of who it is. Both great runners. I'm gonna have my hands full either way, but I'm just excited for it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this tournament's just really fun. Just here to have fun playing some unique categories.
Yeah, for sure.
And all bosses.
Yeah, absolutely. Other than all bosses, I had never done any of these categories, so just being able to branch out and have fun with cool stuff like this is good to go. So thank you to everybody who sat through all of this, and commentators for going on the journey with us.
Yeah, and since Nevdi did take this 2-0, it means we will not have a third race after this. So I think that's pretty much going to wrap it up for us. Glove, you got any final thoughts to close us out here?
Be sure to follow both of these runners. Go follow PapaSchmo. Go follow Nevdi. And if you would be so kind, follow the broadcast team as well. I've been Glove, joined by Apathy Duck. And I believe with all of that out of the way, we'll see you next mission.